Seguimos con la entrevista, pero ahora estamos en el área de crianza. Y estamos observando ahorita que ustedes han hecho unas modificaciones aquí en las criadoras. Aquí quisiéramos que nos explicaran en qué consiste todas las modificaciones que le han hecho. Estoy viendo que tienen un sistema automatizado y también auténtico para el agua y algunos cambios que hicieron tanto para el calor y para los comederos, para que nos expliquen.
I'm always looking for things to make it easier and less money to spend on labor and things that'll work and improve for me. I have these drippers on my fly pans and stuff like that, but sometimes then when I catch the babies, they wouldn't, when they get older, they didn't know how to drink out of these when I put them in the fly pens and stuff. So I started, it's okay, yeah. So anyway, I've made these here. I got a bucket of water up here. This here goes across the top up here. I've got it where it adjusts from low, medium, and high so that as the babies grow, they can reach these. When they're like a day old, they'll drink out of this before they'll drink out of a cup or one of the little water things with the tray. They'll come along and they play with these. They see the drop of water and pretty soon they're drinking out of these before they drink out of the other ones. The only thing I found is that sometimes if you put vitamins in the water, that'll plug some of these up, so I quit putting vitamins in my buckets and I just give them vitamins separate. But anyway, I got these in each pan. When I take them out of the hatcher, I put like 60 chickens in each hole. So in this way they learn to drink, and then from here, when they go outside, we got barrels with these kind of drippers that are a little different dripper, but same thing. They learn to drip wherever they see these red things or whatever. They learn that there's water. So then I've got them in all my stag pans, all my teepees and everything. I've got these here. This is one that I've got that I put on my teepees, the end of my teepees. Comes up, the water comes in here. It's got the dripper. The only thing is you got to have one of these air valves that lets the air out when at the teepees, because the water comes up and dead ends. So you got to make sure you got an air valve there. And I found these. You can get them out of Mexico, or I mean not Mexico, but out of China if you order them. And you got to order maybe 100 or something of them or whatever like that. So anyway, but they've got the dripper. This is one of the sleeves. We found this in Guadalajara at a place that does for the hens and stuff like that. You got to drill a hole in the PVC pipe, glue it, put it in there and glue it. And when you do that, you want to make sure you clamp it and give it a second to dry, and then it no leaks. If you don't, sometimes it push back out. But anyway, that's for every teepee now. It's got one of these. The air goes out. They drink here. Once in a while you find one of these. You got to play with it a little bit to get it to seal up, but not bad. And the line just goes along the teepees and comes up here and to the next teepee comes in. So that works on the teepees.
¿A qué altura? Mr. Dandy.
On my...
How tall?
How tall? On the teepees, you mean, or, well, depends on your teepee, but about that high, I'd say 14, 15 inches, I think it is on the teepees here. I put them a little high on my stag pens there. The stags reach them okay. Sometimes the hens can't reach them, so I would keep them under 18 inches from the ground. But on the stag pens, I've got where it comes in here, goes through here. We got one of these drinkers on it, goes out, back down, and to the next stag pen, and just all the way. I got 30 of them in a row. And at the end, then you got to have one of the air valves. Probably we got some of the bigger air valves on them. You can buy them here at any of these places that sell stuff for irrigation, but they're bigger. I think that you got to use a 3/4 inch pipe. These are just a 1/2 inch one here, and they didn't carry them until I finally found some. So anyway, that's the reason for the for the drippers and stuff on here, I don't have to worry about taking and cleaning the bottles and things there. Fill this every morning, every night, or whatever. Fill it with water.
Twice.
Find these clear buckets, and you can see the water level better. So that's what we've got here, and every one of these has got it. And I've made all my pens, reading them so that this here goes up and down so that you can adjust it for the babies, and as they get bigger you get it higher and lower when they're small. You gotta,
bien el alimento.
it takes about the size of you when you put them in there and they're babies. If you get it much bigger than what your thumb will fit through there, they'll get out. So you gotta, and it's a constant. Every day you gotta watch it as you feed them. If you notice that they're not eating part out of this part of the tray or something, then you gotta raise this just a little bit. But you just raise it and you gotta keep an eye on it. But it's that way they don't get into the tray and scratch and stuff like that. This one here was made from the Waihuka in I don't know. There's two Wahukas.
Because are two brothers.
Two brothers. This one is the
Sergio.
This one's from Sergio and his dad, and the other one is one
From Enrique.
Yeah. So.
But we like more the Sergio's, huh?
Sergio's got better heaters and better lights and makes them so that they adjust and everything. So the other brooders were from the other Wahuka, but then I had to rebuild them for myself to make them like I wanted.
A todas las criadoras les ha hecho modificaciones. Lo que le decía yo del piso. No nos gusta el piso que viene, que
muy
es como
abierto.
1 centímetro.
Este es como de un cuarto de pulgada.
Es como de
¿verdad?
un cuarto de pulgada y siento que nos ha funcionado muy bien. Tenemos menos pollitos que se meten, menos daño. Es otra del...
También el sistema de la calefacción, también se implementaron otros tipos de cambios aquí.
El sistema, es una resistencia. Unos que tenían era como una cajita de alambres y traía como muchos alambritos que era las resistencias que son las que dan el calor.
Pero esta
nos gustaron mucho y además...
Esta es en forma de U.
Lo que nos gusta mucho es que como manejamos mucho la máquina de presión para lavarlas...
para que resista.
No se dañan, es muy difícil que la dañes.
Y en el otro el filamento es más...
Sí, tienes que tener más cuidado.
Hasta la hora de ponerlo, tiene que tener mucho cuidado con el tacto se daña.
Sí, claro.
Con más razón con la presión, truena, pum.
Sí, entonces, siempre como él dice, estamos pensando en modificar...
Lo más automatizado que se pueda.
Lo más automatizado, lo más práctico. Como esto que es de todos los días... Te libera de muchísimo tiempo, te ahorra muchísimo tiempo.
Como en los tipis.
En los tipis y en todos lados.
Ya no se preocupan por estarle lavando los bebederos, estarles poniendo su agua.
A lo mejor si fueran menos, pues de alguna manera, pero ya un volumen de más de 1000, sí, lavar 1000, necesitas una persona para que siempre estén limpios, porque yo creo que es el coco de todos los que nos preocupamos porque el agua siempre esté limpia.
Ya nomás se preocupan, Rocío, ahorita nada más por la alimentación, y me estaban comentando que ustedes avientan el alimento al piso.
Nosotros alimentamos en el piso.
Entonces, ya nada más se preocupa por echar el alimento rápidamente, pum.
No.
Tienen una medida, me supongo.
Sí, tenemos una medida.
Aproximadamente como
nosotros
cuántos gramos dan.
Nosotros solamente damos una vez al día en la mañana, 80 gramos al macho, 60 gramos a la hembra. Eso es aproximadamente lo que se da. Ajá. Ya hay unos que comen menos, hay unas líneas, por ejemplo, los Bechi y los Claret por alguna razón necesitan
menos golosos,
menos alimento, pero la base es 80 machos y 60 hembras.
¿Qué tipo de alimento? Estoy viendo que dan puro pellet o también le meten algún otro complemento.
No, damos puro pellet. Este es un pellet que nos hacen a nosotros especialmente, no es un pellet comercial. No, pero es puro mantenimiento.
Eso es.
Para iniciar sí usamos algunas marcas que...
I grind them up for the first week or so.
A él le gusta mezclarlo, lo muele, pero básicamente usamos un iniciador.
Pero de ese mismo, pero también para los pollitos.
Sí, pero ya lo damos como para cuando ya ellos van a salir.
Para que
ellos ya van acostumbrados. Entonces, y no les dé trabajo agarrarlo.
En las primeras semanas, le dan un alimento parecido a este, pero no es igual a este.
No.
Tienen más alto en proteína.
Más alto en proteína, 22%.
Y aparte debe ser un poquito ya como más triturado.
Sí, viene siendo le llaman micromigaja.
Micromigaja, ok.
Ajá.
Let me show them something else here that'll make it a lot easier. Up here, I drilled a hole and I put these things in here, which
es más práctico ese.
hard to find and whatever like that. It's much easier if you just get this black hole, drill a little hole here that's just that's smaller than the hose,
okay.
and you just cut it off and pull it through there. And then you can buy these, you can get these off and on valves here you put on underneath it here, but it's a lot easier just pulling this through a hole here, and it seals it up instead of going to all the work of, I used to try to find you can't find these things down here in Mexico to make them, so this worked great.
Sí, pero este tamaño no se los recomiendo para nada. Si van a poner el sistema automatizado, que sea, como él dice, cubetas claras. Exacto. Y que le quepan más de 20 litros.
Lo claro, yo sé por qué. Para estar dándose uno cuenta el nivel, a dónde va. Y aparte, dijimos que por los 20 litros, o sea, más o menos me supongo que sea 20 litros, para que tenga la gravedad más fuerza.
No, y por la cantidad de agua.
Y la cantidad de agua que le dure más.
No tienes que rellenar tantas veces.
Ya no tienen que estar nivel por nivel. ¡Pum! Se llena y ya todo se...
Sí, todo baja.
Todo automatizado, sí, todo, más práctico.